Hey everyone! This video takes us back to that epic era of movie making in the 1970s before CGI had taken over. This was a time when movie car chases were performed by old-school stunt professionals doing real stunt driving that resulted in cinematic gold that continue to thrill us even to this day. Car chase movies during that era were plentiful and exciting, and made for a great evening at the drive-in on a hot summer 1970s night. In our opinion, here are the 10 best. Off to a great start at number 10 is McQ from 1974. One of John Wayne's last movies, we find him portraying a police detective trying to clean up a corrupt Seattle police force. Helping him is his trusty steed, a sweet and rare Brewster Green 1973 Firebird Trans Am Super Duty 455 named the Green Hornet. The movie features Hollywood's first cannon-assisted rollover car stunt that proved almost deadly for legendary stunt person Hal Needham. While practicing the new stunt, the in-car piston cannon was overloaded with explosive charges and resulted in the car Hal was driving to be launched 30 feet into the air and a trip to the hospital with a broken back and ribs from the mishap. Needless to say, a different stunt person performed the actual stunt in the beach car chase scene near the end of the movie. Rounding the bend at number 9 is White Lightning from 1973. This 1973 action film starred Burt Reynolds as Gator McCluskey, who's out to avenge his brother's demise in the world of moonshine runners and a bloodthirsty crooked sheriff. There's plenty of car chase action in this good old boy southern fried flick, and the stunt action was coordinated by none other than Hal Needham, who teamed up with Burt Reynolds in other car-related movies in the 1970s. The production of the movie destroyed about 60 cars to get the celluloid gold we see on screen. Gator's car is a 1971 Ford Galaxie 500 with the fire-breathing 429 cubic inch motor and a 4-speed manual transmission. Definitely a sleeper car and something a real moonshiner would drive to outrun the revenuers. Interestingly, this movie was supposed to be directed by Steven Spielberg, but he bowed out after only a couple of months of pre-production work to direct another car chase movie, Sugarland Express. Coming in at number 8 is Gone in 60 Seconds from 1974. This movie features one of film history's longest car chase scenes, clocking in at 40 minutes, and whose premise requires that a group of car thieves steal 48 cars within a 5-day period to net a cool $400,000 from an overseas buyer with questionable income sources. But that matters not. Money is money, and there are cars to be stolen and wrecked in this classic car chase flick. 127 cars were destroyed or damaged during the production of this awesome rubber-burning, car-jumping specimen of low-budget automotive cinema. Nearly all of them were owned by the producer, director, writer, and star of the film, H.B. Halicki. Because of the ultra-low film production budget, many of the bystanders in the film were not cast extras, but were just the general public who had no idea filming was occurring and thought they were witnessing real accidents. Entering the back straightaway at number 7 is Duel from 1971. In this cult classic suspense thriller, we find Dennis Weaver portraying a middle-aged salesman on his way across the desert to a business meeting. Along the way, he encounters the road-raging, hulking beast of an ugly old truck that stalks him and attempts to run him over during the course of the movie. The film includes awesome vehicle stunt work and crashes galore. The truck definitely seems not to like the main character's red Plymouth Valiant whatsoever, and chases him all over the desert before finally sailing off a cliff to its doom. Notably, the truck going over the cliff was done in one take at the end of filming, as the movie's low budget could only afford a single truck. Originally a made-for-TV movie, the film was then upgraded to a theatrical release after additional scenes were shot to lengthen the movie's running time, and marks the feature-length directorial debut of Steven Spielberg. Kicking it old school at number 6 is Dirty Mary Crazy Larry from 1974. Including one of the longest car chases in film history, this 1974 film starring Peter Fonda, Adam Rourke, and Susan George, who rob a grocery store to get enough money to build their own race car and pursue their dream of racing in NASCAR. Of course, law enforcement is eager to stop them as they attempt to flee. But are there car chases in this movie? Oh yeah, you betcha. The movie is pretty much one long car chase that sees the trio driving very cool muscle cars from that era, like the 1969 Dodge Charger RT painted in Chrysler's Citroen yellow color, with the 440 cubic inch Magnum engine under the hood. Johnny Law chases the bandits with police cars and a helicopter all the way to the twist ending of the film that we won't spoil. Curiously, the film contains no soundtrack music other than its opening and closing theme song, as the original score commissioned for the project was rejected by the director as not fitting with the intended tone of the film. Burning rubber and getting gone at number 5 is Vanishing Point from 1971. Starring Barry Newman as an outlaw car delivery driver who stops at nothing to get a white 1970 Dodge Challenger RT with a 440 cubic inch Magnum engine nestled between its front fenders from Denver to San Francisco at law-breaking speeds in under 48 hours. Law enforcement across 4 states in the American Southwest attempt to stop him by any means possible, which of course sets up many car chase scenes throughout the movie. Chrysler Corporation lent the production 5 Alpine white Dodge Challengers that were all reportedly returned to the company after production wrapped and were crushed. The Challenger was specifically requested by stunt coordinator Kerry Lofton for its superior suspension, handling, and horsepower attributes. Lofton, considered a Hollywood stunt driving legend, also performed vehicle stunts in this film, as well as in Bullet and The French Connection. Hard on the gas at number 4 is The Driver from 1978. In this film, where none of the characters have an actual name, Ryan O'Neal plays an alienated lone wolf, exceptionally talented bank robbery getaway driver. Hot on his trail is the loud, obnoxious, and obsessive detective played by Bruce Dern. A perfect setup for the myriad of realistic car chase scenes that take place throughout the movie. There isn't much dialogue in this film as it relies on full-throttle automotive action sequences without computer-aided visual fakery. In that perfect 1970s style, the action is graphic, loud, and aggressive, and intended to accentuate every smash, crash, and bash. The movie features a bunch of cool vehicles doing car chase stuff, like this 1974 Chevy C10 stepside pickup, the 460 cubic inch powered 1974 Ford Galaxy 500, a couple of Firebirds, and a 1970s Mercedes-Benz 280S that the driver destroys in a parking garage. A podium finish at number 3 is Smokey and the Bandit from 1977. This iconic 1977 film that teamed up Burt Reynolds and legendary stunt person Hal Needham as director to produce what has become a definitive car chase comedy flick of the 1970s. The movie is definitely one long car chase, with some comedic ad-libs thrown in by the stellar cast. Burt Reynolds and his mustache yuck it up in the movie that also starred Sally Field, Jackie Gleason, Jerry Reed, a 1977 Pontiac Trans Am, and CB radios, which were all the rage at the time. The premise was straightforward enough. Bandit and his truck-driving sidekick Cletus Snowman Snow were to illegally transport a truckload of Coors beer from Texarkana, Texas to Atlanta, Georgia for an $80,000 payday, with Sheriff Buford T. Justice in hot, incompetent pursuit after the trio. Oh yeah, Sally Field got added along the way to make it a trio of outlaws. The movie chewed up all the Trans Ams and Le Mans police cars that Pontiac donated to the production. Donating the cars was a smart move by Pontiac, as the Trans Am saw a significant sales bump following the premiere of the movie in 1977. Taking the silver at number 2 is The 7-Ups from 1973. Brought to us by the same director that produced The French Connection and Bullet, you know this movie would be a world-class car chase rubber-laying good time. The movie stars a pre-Jaws Roy Scheider as the leader of the 7-Ups, a squad of plainclothes police officers who use dirty, mostly illegal tactics to catch bad guys and send them away to prison for 7 years or more. The film includes an epic chase scene through the Upper West Side of Manhattan in New York City between Scheider's 1973 Pontiac Ventura Sprint and a 1973 Pontiac Granville. Sadly, many newspaper and fruit stands were harmed during filming, and we see both cars grab some air during the course of the 10.5-minute chase. The finale to the car chase scene sees the Pontiac Ventura meeting a violent end beneath the rear end of a truck and giving us an idea of what the Ventura might look like as a convertible. And the winner is The French Connection from 1971. The multiple Academy Award-winning film from 1971 has one of the greatest car chase scenes in movie history. The film stars Gene Hackman as Popeye Doyle, an NYPD detective who is on the hunt for a French drug smuggler and his crew. The main car chase scene isn't actually between cars chasing each other, it is between the film's protagonist and an escaping bad guy on an elevated train through Bensonhurst in Brooklyn. The car chase scene was filmed without obtaining proper permits from the city and veered illegally into sections with no police traffic control to keep the public out of harm's way. In the uncontrolled areas, stunt drivers had to evade actual traffic and pedestrians. Many of the near collisions that appeared on screen in the movie were real and not at all planned. That's it for our countdown list of the top 10 car chase movies of the 1970s. There were many more car chase movies filmed in the 1970s that might have made this list, and we might revisit this theme in upcoming videos. Let us know in the comments section if you agree with the list or not, and which movies we should have included. As always, thanks for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share to help keep this channel going.